Hello and welcome. My name is Joe Vasquez and I am with Garrett Metal Detectors. Today we will discuss the capabilities of the Garrett PD6500i and demonstrate how it meets today's unique and high-level security requirements. I want to start by highlighting some of the key technologies that set the PD6500i apart from other metal detectors. First is the PDI's broadband operating frequency. A detector's operating frequency significantly affects the type of response a metal target will produce. Most detectors on the market operate over a very narrow band of frequencies, and as a result, may not be able to fully characterize the targets. This inaccuracy can lead to poor discrimination, increased false alarms, and possibly missed targets. The PD6500i, on the other hand, uses a very broad band of frequencies, with as much as 100 frequencies all operating at the same time in order to fully characterize the targets. This broadband technology ensures that the targets are fully and accurately analyzed across a wide range of frequencies, which greatly enhances the detection and discrimination capabilities of the unit. The second technology is the PD6500i's extensive antenna array. The number of transmit and receive antennas contained in the detector's panels greatly affects its magnetic field's density and uniformity throughout the archway. Most detectors on the market use a limited number of transmitters and receivers, which can create weak spots, which are low sensitivity areas, and hot spots, which are overly sensitive areas within the archway, and therefore may limit its detection and discrimination capabilities. However, the PD6500i uses more than 4 times the number of transmitters and receivers compared to a typical metal detector, which greatly enhances its magnetic field density and uniformity. This complex array of antennas significantly improves the PDI's detection and discrimination capabilities by eliminating weak spots and hot spots within the archway. The third key technology is the bilateral or dual-sided design of the PD6500i. Most detectors on the market are designed with transmitters on one side only and receive on the other. This single-sided or single-direction design means that targets are analyzed and detected from only one direction across the archway. This limits a detector's ability to detect, discriminate, and accurately pinpoint a target's location. However, the PD6500i is designed with transmitters and receivers on both sides. This bilateral or dual-sided design means that the PDI is constantly analyzing and detecting targets in both directions across the archway. It is essentially like having 2 detectors built into one. This unique bilateral technology further enhances the PDI's ability to fully and accurately analyze targets, thereby providing superior detection and discrimination. Furthermore, this bilateral technology allows the PDI not only to locate the height of a target, but also determine if that target is located on the left, right, or center of the body. This unique ability to pinpoint a target's location provides a significant advantage to security personnel and greatly expedites the screening process. In addition, single-sided units must often be rotated around in order to place the receive panel away from nearby detectors and other security equipment such as X-ray machines. But with the dual-sided technology of the PDI, this is not necessary. In fact, 2 adjacent units can be placed right against each other without the need to rotate the unit. Now we will demonstrate how all these advanced technologies allow the PD6500i to be very versatile and have the capability to meet any level of security you may need. We'll start by demonstrating with guns, which is traditionally the most common application of walkthrough metal detectors. This is an operational test piece, or OTP, and it represents the smallest gun available. As you will see, the PD6500i easily detects ferrous targets. Here it is at the waist. Now, you will also notice that the unit not only indicates the height of a target, but also indicates if the target is located on the left, right, or center of the body. Let me demonstrate with the target on my left shoulder. As you can see, the PD6500i lights on the left side. Now let's try on the right shoulder. As you can see, the PDI lights on the right side. There are 11 different zones from top to bottom and 3 zones from left to right for a total of 33 zones. As we mentioned earlier, it is the PDI's unique bilateral design that allows it to pinpoint the target's location as opposed to conventional single-sided units, which can only show a target's height. This unique pinpointing capability provides a significant advantage to security personnel to quickly locate the cause of an alarm, thereby expediting the screening process. The bilateral design not only allows for left-right indication, but also improves uniformity, which improves detection and throughput. I want you to notice how uniform this technology is. As you will see from the bar graph, no matter where the target is passed, whether at the shoulder, waist, or on the floor, it produces the same magnitude of response. One red LED at the shoulder. One red LED at the waist. And one red LED at the floor. In other words, there are no hot spots or weak spots. In addition, the PDI has independent zone adjustments from top to bottom, which can be used to compensate for excess metal on the floor or walls as needed to maintain uniformity throughout the archway. Again, compared to this advanced bilateral unit, single-sided units which only detect from one side often have difficulty achieving uniformity, which leads to hot spots and weak spots. They do not provide left-right zone indications and require the unit to be rotated around in order to avoid interference from nearby detectors and other security equipment. Now that I demonstrated detection of a single target, let's observe how the PDI detects multiple targets. I will now use 2 OTPs. Notice how both targets are independently indicated by zone lights and not just one target or the other. This is important because some units on the market may only show the largest metallic target or may have a setting that limits the number of targets that will be shown. This is very dangerous because multiple targets can easily be missed. The PDI is always operating to detect multiple targets to ensure safety and security. Now let's talk about detection speed. The PDI scans thousands of times per second and is not affected by the target speed. Notice how the PDI achieves detection at normal walking speeds, as well as slow walking speeds, and fast speeds. As you can see, the PDI is not affected by speed. In fact, the PDI can even detect thrown weapons. Now, this is not considered a valid test scenario by any government or internationally recognized security standard, since someone will most likely simply throw a weapon over or around the detector. But to demonstrate the capabilities of our technology, we'll show that this unit can detect a thrown weapon. One powerful capability of the PDI is its ability not only to detect weapons, but also to discriminate innocuous items. This capability allows for increased throughput while still maintaining a high level of security. Here we have several innocuous items typically carried by people. We have a cigarette pack with foil inside. We have a set of keys. We have coins, a watch, and a belt buckle. As we discussed earlier, the PDI's broadband technology allows it to analyze targets across a broad range of frequencies, thereby obtaining a full and accurate analysis of the different types of objects. And as a result, it can more accurately differentiate between weapons and innocuous items and provide superior detection and discrimination as compared to conventional narrowband detectors. As you can see, the PDI easily ignores these innocuous items. Another important capability of the PDI is its ability to detect weapons is not affected by innocuous items or concealment. Even when totally enveloped by the cigarette's foil, the OTP is fully detected. Again, this capability is due to the PDI's advanced broadband technology. This is another type of gun. Whereas the OTP represents the smallest ferrous handgun, this is the smallest non-ferrous handgun available. The PDI easily detects both ferrous and non-ferrous items. It is important to know that the PDI's detection capability is not affected by combining dissimilar metals, sometimes called masking. It is possible to defeat inferior metal detectors by combining or passing through two targets that are dissimilar in the metallic types. The two metallic types can actually cancel each other out and pass through the detector. For example, this OTP is ferrous. This gun is non-ferrous, which are of dissimilar metals. Passing these two objects together through the same location of an inferior walk-through metal detector could defeat that type of metal detector. This, again, is called masking. However, as you will see, the PDI's advanced technology easily eliminates masking, allowing both ferrous and non-ferrous metals, or any combination, to be detected. Like most guns on the market, this gun can also be disassembled to become much smaller. Let's take this gun apart. As you will see, the PDI will still easily detect this disassembled gun. Detecting guns is extremely easy for the PDI. But what gets more challenging for inferior metal detectors are thin, flat objects, such as knives. In my hand, I have a flat test piece, or FTP, which represents a small knife. For this object, I will increase the detector's sensitivity, since we are now at a higher level of security for knife detection. Now you will see how easily the PD6500i detects knives, regardless of the location and orientation. For example, right at the hip, on the top of the head, or even on the bottom of the shoe when sliding along the floor, which is the most difficult location to detect. By the way, I'm using these casual shoes because they're totally metal-free. Or even when sliding through directly on the floor. Now let's grab the innocuous items again. We have the cigarette pack. We have the keys, the watch, the belt buckle, and the coins. As you can see, even at this high level of security, the PDI still provides excellent discrimination against innocuous items. And as seen before with the OTP, weapon detection is not affected by innocuous items or concealment. I will hide the FTP inside the cigarette pack. Easily detected. I will now demonstrate the PDI's ability to detect very small items that are of interest to those wanting to achieve the highest level of security. For example, a prison or correctional facility. Let me quickly make some adjustments. Here is a small piece of hacksaw blade, which is of great concern to prisons. I will show you how easily the PDI detects this hacksaw blade, regardless of location and orientation. For example, at the waist. In the mouth. Or even when slid directly on the floor, again, the most difficult location to detect. Here's a razor blade. Again, the PDI easily detects this item anywhere on the body. For example, on the waist. In the mouth. On the top of the head. Or again, on the floor. This is a wire saw blade. It is basically a small piece of wire coated with diamond flakes used for cutting through any material. Again, this is of great concern to prisons. At the waist. Under the arm. At the ankle. Or even on the floor. As you can see, easily detected. And now handcuff key. Even though this handcuff key is very small, the PDI can easily detect it in any location or orientation. At the chest. in the mouth, on the floor. And finally, here's a prisoner's cell phone. This model of phone is called the prisoner's cell phone because it contains very little metal, and the metal that was inside has been removed, as well as the battery. Nevertheless, the PDI can easily detect this stripped-down phone anywhere in any orientation. On the side, in the shoe, or on the floor. The metal detector has always been the most cost-effective and efficient means to detect weapons. We have demonstrated that the Garrett PD6500i, with its advanced broadband technology, its expanded number of transmitter and receiver antennas, and its bilateral transmission and reception capability, provides superior detection and discrimination in target pinpointing. This capability makes the PDI one of the most advanced detectors on the market and capable of meeting any security level you may require. Furthermore, the PDI has been certified by the highest level security agencies around the world, and Garrett has designed the PDI to provide security personnel with the most advanced system available to detect and pinpoint weapons. Garrett is dedicated to providing the highest quality and most advanced security products on the market. Thank you for your time and interest in Garrett metal detectors.